YouTube. It's your boy Steve.
It's your boy Sheldon.
And we're here today with a very special guest, my younger brother Ryan.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, today is the first official episode of Slow It Down podcast.
Slow it down.
Yes, sir. Today we are going to bring you a couple different topics. We're going to start off with music, some relationship issues that we all go through in today's modern day times. So we're going to jump right into it. So
Let's get it.
let's get it. All right. Top albums of 2020. What were your albums?
Yeah, 2020 was one of those years. Definitely, you had like a few people dropped, like a lot of albums dropped this year. Let me look through it. Let me think about it. Big Sean, Detroit 2 that came out. Wale dropped a little like EP.
Yeah, I liked it.
That was cool. That's a cool little EP he dropped. Also, we had Freddie Gibbs. He dropped a nice album.
So if y'all had to select three albums that like kind of summarize 2020 for y'all, what would y'all pick? You wanna go first?
So in like no order, right? I got Mac Miller, Circles. So it's pretty good. I think it's like the best posthumous album in a while. I got Tame Impala, Slow Rush. That's probably like one of the best, I would say, like psych pop albums, I guess, if you want to call it that. A lot of good funk sounds, good drum rhythm, all that stuff. Drums on that album go stupid. And what was the last one? Hold on, I got it right here. Oh, and After Hours, The Weeknd. I mean, probably the best pop album.
Yeah, that's your guy, man.
Yeah.
That's your guy. Weeknd's your guy.
From top down, bro. Just production, everything good, everything. Can go on and on about it.
Yeah, I feel like for me, Royce the 5'9", he dropped the Allegory. That was like it's a real good album. Like he went real deep into like his relationship with his father, just him as a self, being like a recovering alcoholic. I'll say that's definitely on my top album list for 2020. Yo Gotti, like he dropped an album called Untrapped. I really messed with that. And I really bangs with Detroit 2, man. Big Sean.
A lot of people didn't like that tape.
Yeah, I was fine with it. He dropped, I think it was like 16.
It was a long album,
songs?
like 16, 17.
Yeah, like he actually, no, we lied. No, it was 21 songs.
Damn.
Yes, I really messed with those three. Big time this year, but like again, like Wale stuff was nice. Six Black, his stuff was nice too.
Brent Fire. Did he drop this year?
Yeah.
Or 2019?
2020.
Yeah, you had
Yeah. Giveon I like too. It's dope.
even Tory Lanez, he dropped 3 albums this year, and it's like wow, like that first one, New Toronto 3, that was nice. That was nice.
I like the last album. I forgot what it was called. But the one where he was like clearing his name.
Yeah.
For the Meg shooting.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah, I think he shot her.
Shoot.
I don't think he shot her.
I don't know, man. I don't know because it's kind of tricky too because he hasn't officially been charged, right?
Not yet, but I think he went to court for it, right?
Right, but I think he definitely didn't get arrested, right? As far as I was concerned, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess we find out more as going. Yo, what's your top albums of 2020?
Circles. So I agree with you.
Mac
Circles
Miller
is definitely up there. The album is so sad, man. From the brother or sister album, whatever you want to call it, Swimming. I got it up there. Oh shit. So Swimming and then Circles. That was a great album. Like if you really paid attention to Mac, the last couple years, he was going through like his own shit. Like everybody goes through their own shit. But that like really symbolized like mental health for me.
Wait, do you feel like he was like crying out for help?
I think he was.
Yeah.
And especially like in swimming, you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's just that nobody really paid attention. And I'll be honest, even when the album dropped, when Swimming dropped, I didn't really listen to it. It wasn't until probably like 2 weeks before he passed that I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, like this
Yeah,
is
same.
really
I
fucking
banged
great.
with Swimming. He had a few songs like you kind of hear like he was trying out
Like different sounds.
different sounds. Yeah, like 2009, I think it was.
Yeah, 2009 is really
That was a good song.
really sentimental. But Circles in my top 3. After Hours, I really like. Just Weekend, he like Drake. He don't really miss. You can try different sounds, and he's just not missing, man. He's the king of pop right now. It just sounds good. Everything he's on sounds good, and he's gonna perform for the Super Bowl. I'm hyped for that. I haven't been hyped for a fucking a performance in the Super Bowl in a long time. I can't even like name like the last 3 or 4. Like, hasn't been interesting to me. And then the final album.
I mean, the best one was Janet.
Janet, right? The Nipsey.
Janet Jackson. That was a good one. That was my favorite one.
And the last album for me is Benny the Butcher.
Oh yeah, I forgot about yo. You see so much like good albums that came out in 2020 that you have like those kind of pockets like yo.
Right.
Oh yeah, he did drop that shit was hard.
Yeah, so Benny the Butcher, Burden of Proof.
The Butcher coming.
The Butcher coming. That was a great album because he's just rapping.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a rap album, which is just like we need more of that in 2020 or not 2020, but 2021.
21.
And I think I've heard like this trend that lyricism has kind of died or is becoming less popular. What y'all think about that? You want to add your thoughts to it?
Oh, you can go first.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like I feel like in rap like things go in cycles.
Like trends and shit.
Yeah, a lot. Like like you had like you want to talk about like from the 90s where like it was all about lyricism, right? And then you turn to like say, plus gangster rap, like 50 kind of like made it like gangster rap.
Yeah.
And then once the hip hop went through that like kind of phase, then you gotta see like I want to say like the South came with the dances, like like Shake It Laffy Taffy.
Yeah, it's a lot of ass shaking. Lil
Songs like
Wayne,
that. Yeah, like every song like you put out, you had to have like a dance to it, like Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
That's how you really popped off.
Yeah.
And I feel like the next phase was or next era was like 50 versus Kanye, where Kanye beat him in the album sales, and that gave, that right there. We could probably do like a whole show on that. Like that right there gave birth to Drake. It gave birth to like Big Sean. It gave birth to like
It's like the
Kid
pop,
Cut, like yeah.
poppy kind of artist.
So it's like whereas like I could be more personalized myself in a way, kind of
What you
yeah.
think?
I don't think lyricism is dead, but I think it's boring when people like do it over maybe like boring beats or something. I think Logic is like a really good, talented rapper to name a lyricist that doesn't get his shine, but I feel like not the topic he talks about is what's corny. I feel like it's just the delivery that he does it in, maybe like how he says certain stuff, and then some of the beats he has. It's like it's cool. If it was on more like sample stuff, I would love it a lot more, like how his last album was.
Wait, his last album came out this year, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's another good album.
Well, 2020, yeah.
Yeah, I'd put that in my like honorable mention or something. But I would prefer if like lyricism would stick to like old school roots and just like if all lyricism rap was just on sample beats and stuff. I feel like you would definitely see a bigger like shift. We would like go way more into like lyricism and stuff. Like I feel like now, and this was going on since like 2012, like whenever Future was really popping off, like that's where you got trap rap
56 Nights.
yeah, and that's when you just had that's when like producers basically held more weight than rappers, I guess, if you want to call it that. Like it was really the beat that was selling a lot of the artists, and some people would say it's still the case right now, but yeah, I mean it's gonna keep going on until we find like a new trend. But as far as lyricism goes, I feel like if you just have, if you take your average lyricist, put him on a sample beat, it's gonna be pretty hard, regardless of what he's talking about. Like,
I mean, also to somebody who dropped this year as well was Reason.
Yeah, like
Reason had a nice album, man. I really messed with Reason album. I think that was his first like studio official release, especially on TDE, where like he just kind of like gave himself you know, I mean, you got to like really learn him as a person, as a rapper, his journey. Yeah, I really liked his album. Like you know, you can definitely tell that Kendrick
Was heavily
influenced
Yeah.
his album, cause he had songs on that sounded like Good Kid, Mad City. You know, but you could tell it was him at the same time, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Kendrick does that a lot with TDE. Like you can hear his influence with J Rock on Redemption. The whole album sound
Redemption was hard.
kind of like Kendrick.
Redemption was hard.
Redemption was a good tape.
Yeah, that whole year, 2018,
Yeah,
that was like
2018 was probably, I think, one of the best years in a decade for just music in general. Like so many people dropped. Where we at right now? All right, so let's move on, man. So we talked about 2020. Let's talk about the future.
What's to come?
What's to come? So what are you guys most hype about? What's some anticipated albums that you're looking forward to? Who's some artists that haven't dropped in a while that you want to hear from? Since I went last, I'll start off. I want to hear from the top three, the kings of hip hop right now, man. I want to hear from Drake. He's supposed to drop this month.
Lover Boy.
As soon as that drops, expect a review from us. We'll definitely have that up for you. As well as like first impressions, and then we'll sit with it for a while, probably like a week or so, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then
definitely, I say that you definitely need like, I mean, you can't just like take the album off the first listen. Like you need to like grow on you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then definitely come back to it.
There's always that meme that I see on Instagram, like with Drake or like J. Cole fans or Kendrick fans. Like people will listen to the first 5 seconds and be like, "I love this song," right? But that's how it is, though. Like they're the top dudes for a reason. So I'm interested to hear from Drake, Kendrick. We haven't heard from him since 2017 or maybe like 2018, right, with the Black Panther album or soundtrack. That was really good.
That was 2018, yeah.
Yeah, that really set the bar, I think, for like movie soundtracks.
Big shot.
And it kind of let down with like with COVID, like you know, movies aren't as big anymore.
It shifted right now, like
it's shifting right now.
Yeah, streaming. Yeah.
And then last one, Cole. I want to hear from Cole.
Ooh.
He was supposed to give us something this year, or I'm sorry, in 2020 he didn't give us an album. But hopefully, I see him in the studio, man. He look homeless, and that's a good thing because you know when you homeless, you about to drop some heat. But I'm interested in hearing from them three. And I'll let y'all go right now.
Yeah, actually, somebody's album came out was Jasmine Sullivan. I really messed with her album. Her album was nice.
Favorite track?
Let me look. Favorite track on that was I don't know if exactly have a favorite track. It's probably like Pick Your Feelings. Yeah, it was a good track on that with her. But like she just really, it was just like a real good album. Like, and she had the good skits and all that stuff. It was just like, yeah, like actually, like I mean, because I like listening to albums where like you actually start learning the artist. You know what I mean? You kind of see like the growth in there.
Even when it's like 5 years down the line, they're still making music, and it still feels like you're learning from them type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also too, I mean, yeah, you said it before too, like so. Big Sean, I'm not Big Sean, my bad. Like he just dropped. Drake, Kendrick, Cole, like yeah, we definitely wait for that. But somebody too, my man King Push. I'm waiting for that King Push. Push, like he's one of those artists that like he don't let the times influence him. Like he influences the time, and like he just keeps on hitting you with that same shit. And yeah, just like yo, he's more like this is what I do. This is what you going like you know what I mean, like this is what you gonna expect from me, and I'm gonna deliver. And I feel like Benny the Butcher's album was kind of like that. Like yeah, like he just came. He's like yo, this is me. I'm gonna deliver me. I'm not gonna do all these other weirdo songs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just gonna do me. Yeah.
Facts.
What you got?
I got. Damn, I'm drawing a blank, and I did have them too. Travis, for sure. Travis. I mean, yeah, Frank too, for sure. But yeah, Travis hasn't dropped since 2018.
I thought he had something.
I mean, I think he dropped like a couple like
Jack Boys. Right?
Yeah, Jack Boys. But like, I want like a Travis.
Travis.
Yeah.
You got Utopia, I think, coming out.
Astro World.
I don't know if that's the official name of it. His Chase B, like his that's one of his best friends. His DJ. He was like, that's not the official name for it, but that was a couple months ago, so maybe it is now. Yeah, Frank would love a new Frank Ocean. I don't care how it sounds. I don't care what's the sound he's going for. I need something from him, some substance.
Yeah, he's great. Frank is really great.
I would say Kanye, but I don't really know what he's gonna bring to the table, and I don't know if I'm excited for it. I didn't really like Jesus is King all that much.
No.
I know a lot of people that did like it, and I'm like, shout out to them. There was a couple songs, like 1 or 2 songs on it out of what, like 9, 10?
Mm-hmm.
How many songs? However many songs?
I think it was a 10 album.
10-track album.
Yeah.
But yeah, only like a couple songs I like. I can maybe go back to, but it's nowhere near the caliber like,
that we know him.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
Yeah.
or College Dropout, and I think that's kind of unfair to say because, you kind of never want to be comparing your shit. You kind of always want to just be,
Evolving.
yeah, like progressing as an artist. And I'm always one to shout that out and to be like the number one person to argue that. But, yeah, I don't know if I'm really looking forward to like more church-goey music. And gospel music is beautiful, but I don't know if I want to, like, me personally, I don't know if I want a whole album that's just like praising God and stuff like that. But if he drops something I've never heard of or whatever, like he's always doing, then I'm totally looking forward to new Yeezy.
I think that's kind of like, I think that's what's kind of keep it interesting about Kanye is like
Always changing.
he has those phases of him changing. I say like now you have the gospel. Before like it was him college dropout, late registration.
Jesus, like how you go from
Jesus, yeah. He's like I am a God to like now I'm praising God,
like, a lot of character development.
Yeah, so it's good to like hear those different transitions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, but he's influenced everything.
I mean,
right? He's influenced everything.
We don't even need to talk about that. That's
So
just
Kanye, the greatest musician, artist ever. Like we could have a whole show on that too. I'll fight for Kanye. I don't care. I'll take Kanye over anybody, over Drake.
You ain't got the answers.
That's
Sway.
my hot take for the day. Kanye over Drake.
But that's always been going on. Like people can debate that. Like
There's no debate. There's nothing. It's just Kanye over Drake. Nah, I'm playing. Yeah, we could debate it, but that's my opinion. That's my answer. All right, so this is an interesting topic that we kind of brought up the other day. Talking about like how Kanye influenced others. Specifically, we want to talk about classic albums. Specifically about classic albums. A couple questions come to mind. What is a classic album? Right? Who has a classic album? Who needs a classic album? And lastly, does it even matter?
That's some solid questions.
All right. So I'll go. A classic album to me, just my opinion, is a album with a substance behind it.
Right.
It can't just be like a heavy production with no like lyrics behind it. But I mean, it sounds good. Like what am I thinking of? Like maybe like a What a Time to Be Alive. I think it's like a really good album, but I don't think it's a classic album. And maybe because I'm not a big Future fan, but the production on the album is great. They got great bars, but there's no like storytelling. And for me, I need like a story to really make that album take the next step forward. And like I would rank What a Time to Be Alive as a very high, like probably like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. But like a perfect album to me would have something that I can keep coming back to. That's not just the beats. That's not just, oh, this shit feels good. Like
Timeless.
yeah, it has to be timeless for me. So yeah, I mean, what's your opinion on classic albums?
Yeah, I think too when you say that is like you like when you hear this album, it could kind of take you back to like
A certain time in your life.
certain time,
Yeah.
like not even like but not even just in your life, just like it was like you opening up in a book or like you playing like a old show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
it's,
it takes you to
nostalgic.
that. Yeah, brings you to that environment, that time, and like I feel like that's part of a classic album too. That just makes you that have his own like feel to it, his own aura. Have that build to it as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Want to add?
Whereas like two, it doesn't necessarily like have to be in that time period of like, you know, whatever, say for example, like whatever's going on in, say, in that year, you know, kind of like have his own kind of like
own pocket.
lane.
Yeah. Get what you're saying.
Yeah, facts.
Go ahead.
So classic album for me is basically everything y'all said. And for like song structure wise, at least how the album goes, I really like songs that like transition towards the end into the next song. And I feel like only a couple albums have that, but like the albums that do have that
Like
are
Travis
pretty
Scott.
damn good. Yeah, basically.
I think
like,
that's like becoming more of a trend too, right?
yeah, a
Where
lot of rock albums used to do that before. The Pink Floyd album I gave you, I think that's like one of the best ones that does it. It just sounds like one song, but it's like 19 songs or whatever on it. But yeah, I think that's like a little character trait I like on my albums, on my classic albums at least. But yeah, the whole story, it has to have cohesion front to back. Like with Damn, I mean, it doesn't have to be able, like, I shouldn't have to play it backwards going forward or anything like that. But like if it has songs that make sense going into each other, and I know what this person has kind of been going through for this album, because I know albums take a long time and the stress it brings on you and stuff like that. But if I could hear that through the album, man, you did a good ass job. You did your job as an artist. Yeah, albums like that. Good Kid, Mad City. I like Damn a lot. Swimming was great. Basically, most of the albums you have on here. 2014, Forest Hill Drive, Born Sinner.
Yeah, Born Sinner.
But I think I'm getting ahead of topic with who has a classic. So
we'll get to that in a minute.
I think too, like you just mentioned, the whole concept kind of thing.
Yeah.
Somebody like who dropped this year, I forgot to mention him, was 2020 Lupe. Yeah, Lupe Fiasco. He had like a little EP. It was
Dinosaurs or something?
Yeah, Dinosaurs, It was nice, like, and like he had like, you know, so like, I mean, me personally, I like albums, and to me it becomes a classic where it's like you know, where it's like you start reading the lyrics and it's like, oh shit, like he really said this and then this means that, and it's like a whole nother story behind those lyrics that he just spit, and it's like, wow, like, you know, he or she just spit, and it's like, wow, like, you know. So to me, like, that's part of like having like that great classic album as well. It's like, you know, not only like you know, giving this feel, but like you kind of educated in the same time.
Yeah.
Hey, there's more to it than just
right,
the
dropping
words
some
and
gems.
the beats.
Yeah.
You're saying some shit. Yeah. Like,
some substance. That's what you mentioned earlier.
For sure. All right. So what was the question I asked?
What's a classic album?
What's a classic?
Like,
So we kind of went over the
who got a classic album?
All right. So what are some? Who got one, and what's an example of a classic album?
you want to go first?
Yeah. So for me, got you. My bad.
Oh, I thought you got it.
No, you good. So a classic album for me is Drake's "Nothing Was the Same."
I like that one.
So yeah, okay, my bad. I'm just getting sidetracked. But yeah, for me, Drake's "Nothing Was the Same" was a classic album. It just showed his versatility from top to bottom. Showed that he can rap on any beat. Showed that he can sing when he wants to. Showed that he can sing while he's rapping and make it sound cool. And now so many artists do that now, where they're like singing and rapping at the same time, and it sounds dope. Like he was one of the, I don't want to say one of the first ones, but he was one of the first ones that made it. Like
Kanye really introduced it.
yeah, but he sounded even
those
better.
Pioneers kind of.
Yeah, the pioneers.
Yeah.
But Kanye brought it before he did, but he made it better.
He Jeff Hardy did. In
Jeff
every
Hardy.
way. He like took it and
you
translated
want
it to like. No, I mean, I'm not really gonna say anything, but yeah, Drake like Kanye set the blueprint and Drake kind of built on top of it, basically.
But yeah, again, for me, he's like allowing you into his life, right? He's telling you like his issues that he's going through. He's being very vulnerable with you, right? And that's always been like a Drake thing. I think back then more than it is now. I don't think he's being as vulnerable now with the last couple albums he's dropped. With Scorpion, I don't think he was as vulnerable, even though the whole B side was the R&B side. I don't think it was like as vulnerable as it was before, especially on tracks like The Ride and stuff like that, and Look What You've Done. But yeah, for me, that's a classic album. Another one is I don't think Actually, I don't think Cole necessarily has a classic album.
No.
We could talk about that, like who doesn't have one, but I want to hear it from y'all who does have one. Who do y'all think has one? If y'all have it in your head.
Who has one? Like,
Yeah.
like to my like an artist out right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for sure.
Like, what's a classic? Like,
I mean, for to me, because like
aside from like
Cole-
Jay-Z,
Cole-
Nas,
yeah. The
all right, so like
Jay-Z's
Cole
and
does
Nas
have
and
one
others.
for me, and for me that's
I think
Born
those
Sinner.
two, yeah, exactly.
I love Born Sinner because I feel like he took you to that transition of time, like his first album, the Sideline Story, where it's like, yo, like he was forced into making these certain songs and all
yeah.
that stuff. And Born Sinner, he was like, fuck it,
I'm gonna just do me.
I'm gonna do it, like whether you like it or not, like whatever it is.
That was a good album.
I'm just gonna do it. And off the first track,
Illuminati.
yeah, Illuminati.
Yeah.
He just went straight into it. He let you know, like he set the groundwork for like, this is it, this is what you're gonna get, let's get it.
Yep.
And to me, like it kind of like, you know, like that kind of plays into part two for me, because it shows you like, yo, like I'm vulnerable at the same time. And even he had his mixtape before that, it was a Cold Summer.
I was well, he had that.
Yeah, it was
He
like
dropped-
6 songs. Yeah.
yeah.
Yours truly? Or is it-
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
yours
yeah.
truly.
Yeah, yours truly too.
Yeah.
He had a song on the telling his mom like basically like, yo, if I
Cold Summer. If we ever go broke, we're going back to the post office.
both of us
us.
like that was like, and to me that kind of like drew me to him even more. It was like, yo, like this dude is like,
it's vulnerable. Like that's real shit. Like, yo, if I fucking
Right.
fail, we going back to the fucking post office,
Right.
man. Like,
And
back
it's-
to the struggle.
and then it's kind of like real life. Like you kind of like relate to that a little bit too. It's like, you know,
Yeah, for sure. For me, well, I don't want to say he has a. With him, it's a little difficult because I don't think he's put out an entire project that I'm like, all right, I can listen to this top to bottom. Even though he's one of my favorite artists, there's always like, damn, bro, like why isn't the production better on this album? Or if the production is good, why aren't your lyrics, you know, on par with the production? I feel like he's always just like missing that small thing, and it's taken away from like the album in itself, right? But there are songs that definitely stick out. Like I remember 2014 Forest Hill Drives. That's probably like the closest thing for me to a classic for him. That album at the time it came out, it really helped me like get through a lot of like dark stuff. I was going through shit, and that album helped pull me out. But again, like it was just lacking like I guess like the flair like it needed. But it was definitely like a sentimental.
yeah, like
album
that
for
Fire
me.
Squad.
Yeah, like there was times where he hit it, and it was just like there was other times where he missed, and it
Bring
was
it
just
back.
like, damn, bro, like you had an opportunity right there, but you just
Right.
like you rimmed out, you know, like in and out. Yeah,
Yeah, somebody who dropped 2 real quick, not to like go back over conversation, but somebody who dropped 2 this year, who, I mean, 2020, who I think should probably get like album of the year is Nas on that King's Disease. Forgot to mention that earlier. Yeah, what you gonna say, Ryan?
For me though, I think people who have classics. Was yeah. Like I still think Cole has that Born Sinner as his classic. But that's up for debate. People gonna argue that he doesn't even have a classic. But I mean, I understand that part too. I think obviously Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar's. That's probably like one of his classics. And then To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah. Oof.
No doubt, no brainer, another classic. I would put Damn up there as a classic for him. Some people say it was gonna be like too played out on the radio or whatever. It's too mainstream. Still a banger, front to back. I don't really want to skip a song on that album. Like even what you call that song? The one that was like always going on, and it was a single. Humble.
Humble's good.
Humble's good,
nice,
but
yeah.
like it was playing so much, I just hate it.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I fuck with Humble too. Like, still a banger of a song.
Yeah,
banger
great songs
of-
like Fear.
Great songs. You could put all those songs on basically the radio, except for maybe Fear because it's like slow or whatever. But bangers. Frank Ocean, Blonde. I think that's a very classic album. I think that album is going to go down as this generation's like the epitome of this generation of what this generation is. That album kind of embodies that. I mean, yeah, like everyone. It seems like when the album came out, everybody was going through some tough shit. Bro, Nights on
Yeah, I
that
love
song,
Nights.
man.
Yeah,
Fucking
Nights.
Self-Control. Don't get me fucking started on Self-Control. Yo. Fucking bangers.
Get started, man.
Fucking bangers. who else has a classic? I mean, I would say Mac Miller has some classics, man. But
You say so?
I mean, I think Swimming's a classic.
Wait, is that because I'm not saying it's because
It's
like now because like he
passed away.
died
See,
like because
no,
like
that's
'cause,
a
like,
great question, and I feel like in some cases, some people's music does get a lot more playtime because
Pop
that's probably like
Smoke,
the
yeah.
biggest.
We can talk about that.
What do you call it?
Because you could kind of ask the question like, would Biggie and Pac be
As big
put
as they are.
as like the
If they
greatest
weren't dead?
rappers if they didn't die?
I don't really know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
'cause,
asking
like,
for example, right?
Yeah, because then you gotta think about like how would they adapt to like this new sound and shit. Would they rap over 808s? Probably. I think Biggie
Yeah,
would
they would.
kill that shit.
Because I see them as more like Nas and Jay, right? Like they kind of timeless. Like Nas you just said he should have won
Album of the year,
right?
King's Disease.
Like, he's been in the game like 20 plus years, 25 years, like. So, no, I mean I think they definitely like Biggie and Pac. I think they would definitely be able to adapt. Because Jay and Nas do it, right? Like so many older artists do it now still.
Well,
Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying too, like, but like like when somebody dies, it's like the significance of what they did is even that much more.
It's like amplified. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I think about somebody like say 50 Cent after he dropped Get Rich or Die Trying. If he died, that man would have went down as the greatest ever of all
sure.
time.
Because that's one of the greatest
Yeah.
albums like ever.
Yeah.
Top to bottom is one.
Because also too 50 Cent at that time, that's a classic album. Because also too at that time is like you had people that wanted to get shot 9 times to be like 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people was out there like, yo, I want to get shot.
No, yeah. Like
And he had the G Unit clothing, like the
Facts.
games. It was more than music.
the same way people felt about like Chief Keef, how about like how his music they just wanted to like rob their own grandmother. I feel like that's basically the OG feeling right there. When 50 came on, you just felt like robbing somebody's grandma. Like, but yeah, back to topic for classics. I think Mac Miller has probably a classic mixtape. I don't know about like albums all that much. Swimming, I would probably put up there maybe, but Faces for sure is one of my favorite like projects of all time. And I low key kind of dived into it when he passed away. Same thing with you. Like I heard Swimming when it came out, kind of around the time, and I thought it was cool. But I was never really like the biggest Mac Miller fan. I like his music, but I never really like, oh man, when's that new Mac Miller coming out? Like I never kind of felt like that. And then yeah, like a little bit later on, yeah, like I started to get into it. It sounded good, and then when he died, it was like wow, every song on this album kind of just
Spoke to you differently.
I mean, yeah, like it was a completely different album,
Right.
right? I can't really say the same about Pop Smoke. I didn't really listen to Pop Smoke's album like that, but
Same.
maybe y'all can say the same about that. Like, was it a different album for y'all when he passed away? Just to like,
I never
conversation.
really listened to Pop Smoke,
yeah,
and I don't feel like because you know if somebody dies, whatever,
yeah,
like kind of more in tune to go back and listen to their stuff. I just personally don't feel like doing that because I feel like it's kind of fake.
no, yeah.
For me to like, oh, this person died and go listen to a song and act like you're a fan the whole time. It's kind of like fake to me. I mean, but if it comes to me, it will just come to me. It happened.
yeah,
I mean, Mac Miller, I listened to because his album came out in 2018, right?
yeah,
Like I listened to his album like a few weeks before like he died.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to it and I was like, yo, like he had some nice songs on it. I'm trying to think of the list right now in my head.
For which album?
No, for Swimming. But yeah, I remember listening to it on YouTube. Yeah, I was listening on YouTube at the time. And it had like the tour dates, whatever. One of them was August something. You know, I see it was coming to like to Brooklyn. And I was thinking about going there because like I was like, yo, his album's that nice, Yeah, but like on that tip, like I had listened to Nipsey's album that year.
That's another guy. Yeah.
Before he before he died or whatever.
Yeah, he was really big on Nip.
Yeah, I was saying like, I feel like Nip and J Rock should have won album of the year. That year in 18. But it went to Cardi B.
That was a tough year too.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying though. Like I listened to Nip's album, But after he died, and, I re-listened
It
to
really
it
hits
again.
Completely different.
It does, yeah. It does hit you
Damn, this
differently.
nigga was
Yeah.
dropping gems
Yeah, it's like
the
he was-
whole time.
Right, I
bro,
see what you're
like-
saying with that, yeah.
Yeah, the same thing I felt with Mac. But I know what y'all saying with Pop. I wasn't a big Pop Smoke fan because I was such a big 50 fan. So to me,
was like a biter. Or like,
I didn't think he was a biter. I was
But
just
he-
like,
yeah,
man, this
I think
style
he was
is like
yeah.
20 years old, you know? Like, I just didn't see the hype because I was like, we already had 50. Like, unless y'all like feeling nostalgic, like we talked about, then okay, yeah, then I see it. But I wasn't a Pop Smoke fan, I'll be honest. But he has some cool tracks on the album. I listened to the album. It's more of like a party, not even like a party album, but there's definitely like some. I'll say the sample tracks are the hardest tracks on the album for me. So when he's using like the Fab beat or things like that, those are like the tracks that stick out to me because they're more nostalgic for me. But as far as me being a fan of him and me going back to listen to his older music, I didn't even really like go back to listen to his discography. I just really wasn't interested, to be 100% honest with you. But we good on the who has classics.
But yo, real quick. Yo, this drill music trend shit, I hate it.
Why you hate it?
I hate this shit. I feel like Pop Smoke was probably like the best one to do it, to be honest. And I felt like it really should have been his lane for like that whole thing. Because right now I feel like, so with drill music, I don't really know where it originated from. I don't know if it was UK or if it was here, but
I think Chicago.
well, Chicago, but like it doesn't have the same sound. Like for drill music, at least for the UK wise, it's a lot of hi hats. It's the same rhythm that Brooklyn drill has, and it's like, I don't know, it sounds a lot of the same. And then like the Brooklyn rhythm is basically the same rhythm throughout every song, and like every artist has it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. At least like switch the rhythm up or something. But it's all literally like the same rhythm, same 808s hidden. That's just me though. That's my opinion. But yeah.
But that's a lot of like genres itself, right? Like Spanish music is like that, where it's the same rhythm over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Spanish music, I feel like takes a little more talent, right? You got people singing, like singing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the beat itself.
I mean that's one thing, but like that music is made for dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
The same thing with like reggae and all that. It's
yeah,
usually the
all
same
that
rhythm.
type of basically.
Yeah.
Drill music, I mean it's whatever you want it to be, I guess, but I don't really like how it sounds similar to each other.
Yeah.
I would name names, but I legit don't like remember. I'm not even trying to be like disrespectful or anything, but it's just a little repetitive. It's a little the same. I kind of want it to like change up because it could definitely be hot.
Like,
if you change it up.
Homie that died to Chicago. King Von.
No, but like like Chicago drill is like on a different level. I feel like that's like that has uniqueness. I feel like because you had like Lil Durk, he got popping. You had Chief Keef, he got popping. You had King Von, he was popping for a while. Montana 300, Lil Bibby, all those guys. Like
He's another one too. King Von. Like
with his album, did he drop?
Yeah,
an
cause
album?
yeah, he did. I heard his album before he died, whatever. And when he died, I mean, just be honest with you, might sound. I mean, this might sound a little cold,
It
but
was just like random. Like you didn't really like.
no, like to me, it's like I can see why he died.
Oh no, yeah, he is
You know what I'm saying? It's like
he's a dangerous dude.
it's like
He's a hot boy.
it's like yo, like you just rap about death. And
Bro,
you rap
all those
and you rap about
Chicago-
killing. You rap about death.
Yeah,
Like
all those Chicago dudes,
I mean that stuff is like bound to come to you. It's like
they different.
I mean you go back talk about like say Biggie, Tupac. Like they spoke about dying.
A lot. bro.
Yeah, like
talked
the
about
death. He,
Dying all the time.
yo, death around the corner. I'm ready to die. You know what I mean? Like, life after death. You know, and Tupac, music videos, he had him dying.
I think he came to terms with it though. He was way more at peace with like accepting that shit.
Who's that?
Tupac.
Oh, Pac? Yeah.
Yeah, he was really philosophical.
You
I think
remember,
so.
One thing that always creeped me out, now that we on this subject, I remember when Eminem did Toy Soldiers.
Oh, yeah,
And he had
Proof.
Proof in the video,
Yeah,
dying.
yeah, Proof dying.
getting
Suge.
shot.
Y'all Suge, right? Like, Suge was,
Yeah, and I was just
Yeah.
I
like,
never knew that.
what
Yeah.
the fuck? And then he
It happened.
eventually died.
I used
Like,
to
get
love
shot.
that song. I never.
And
never
I was like, I always like that shit. Always trips me out. Where
Right.
like rappers talk about death, and they even goes like to Mac Miller. He was talking about like contemplating suicide and things
Yeah.
like that. And it was just like,
Pills.
damn. Well, that might be different than actually like getting shot and killed.
Yeah, I feel
but,
like Mac was going through it.
like, yeah,
like,
he
for
was
a
like
while,
foreshadowing his death.
But no, yeah, foreshadowing in general, like that's spooky to see that shit happen. Like,
But I was just like the proof shit always like trips me out. Like,
Yeah, and always too it comes about like when I think about it, it's like really what you put out there and say
is what you come back to.
is
right?
come to you. Because like even look like somebody like Jay-Z. First album, bro, like he was on talking about putting his team on, getting everybody wealthy in his on his squad. He was on those type of movements, entrepreneur movements. You know what I mean? Whereas like, yo, I am gangster, but I'm hitting you with some game, some futuristic game.
Right, gems.
You know, at the same time. Yeah. So like, and you can see like where he's become now. Like this man, like he kind of seen where he was going, and like he just rapped, you know, like basically rapped it to his existence.
Yeah. That's some powerful shit, man. All right, so we talked about who has one, who needs one.
Who needs a classic?
It doesn't matter. Good question.
Somebody who needs a classic. Big Sean.
Yes. Well,
no, I think he does.
Does he have one?
No.
I don't think so.
Is Detroit the mixtape? Is Detroit a classic?
You talking about albums or mixtapes?
Oh, I'm talking like just bodies of work.
Bodies of work.
Yeah. I would say it is, but people, I could see how people would say it's not. It's very dated. You can tell like it was early 2010s type of thing.
Right.
I guess it just sounds like that, but there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's just how some albums are. But I really like that mixtape.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good one. I think.
Now he's a very talented artist. Like I think he wrote that whole out the 2088 with him and Jhené Aiko. Like he wrote everything for her. He wrote everything. So like he's crazy talented. He's able to do it.
I feel like an album is what, like a classic album is what he deserves. Like, cause yeah, he's honestly one of the talented rappers we have right now, and that's really like the only thing that people get at him for, like not having that go-to album. Like people would say, Dark Sky Paradise. I like that album a lot. But again, like I feel like it had a lot of songs that just didn't have much to add to it or whatever. But yeah, he definitely needs one.
Yeah, somebody too that's coming out this year. Rick Ross.
Roast the boat.
He has classics though.
I don't feel like he has a classic.
I don't think so either.
I don't know what that like. How many albums does Ross have? Like,
He has about 10, I believe.
10, and I
Port of Miami
name
2 is
one.
10.
I feel like all of Ross's album is just like one collage of like the same shit, and it's not necessarily bad. It's just you know what you're gonna get from Ross every time. It's gonna be this like grand, luxurious rap about, you know, obviously like bitches and drugs and all this, but it's gonna be the same thing every single time, just like in different layers. So
I mean, that's the same case for a lot of like, not even newer people, just older people too. Like a lot of Pusha T's albums, kind of.
yeah.
Like what's really good.
Yeah, as I said earlier,
You know what I'm
Pusha
saying?
T album. Yeah,
Like
you know.
all his albums sound the same, but we don't mind because it's high quality and stuff. Like it's,
And
it's
he's
Pusha
more
T.
lyrical.
Like, yeah, of course.
There's more to him than there is to Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ross was come out this year with Richer Than I've Ever Been.
Ross kills it with the features. I'll say that.
Yeah.
He does have a lot of guys like featuring on his shit usually. Like,
I miss the Ross a lot.
does that take away from a classic? Too many features?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think that adds more to it?
I don't think it adds.
It
I don't
just-
think it
it's
takes
just
away.
there.
I just think it's there.
But like, alright, so if I'm like a up and coming artist, right? Not an up and coming artist. If I'm like a younger artist that has some traction to him, and I have like a 12-song album, and let's say like 5 songs are features, right? And like my solo songs are okay, but the features are the ones that are like bangers, and it's such a good album that it's like, you know, award winning or whatever. Did I get carried, or? Like, would you take that away from me? Would you say, that's a good album, but it's not his classic because he had features on it or something?
To me, I definitely see what you're saying. Because, like, if you just have your hits, have to have a feature.
Right.
It's kind of like, all right.
I would probably say you're probably never gonna have a classic album. Like, let's take Roddy Ricch. right? I feel like that kind of fits into you what you're saying. Like he's a beast right now, but I don't. Do you see Roddy ever having a classic album?
I
It
don't
depends
know.
on what he goes through.
I'm just gonna say because he's young, so there's a lot that can happen. Lil Baby blew up, you know, and I personally didn't think Lil Baby was gonna blow
You think
up
Lil
the way he
Baby has
did.
a classic?
Not right now, but I mean, he could be someone that gets it, considering the amount of like popularity.
Yeah, you know, at the same time too is like, I mean, it's also another question too. Is like how long should something be out? Like album be out
to be a classic.
Yeah, to be a classic.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like the. I
Sometimes-
hate instant classic.
Sometimes
I hate,
you know.
I hate that.
Sometimes
shit.
you know.
What album did you know for a fact?
My
After like the second listen full through of that.
My beautiful dark twisted fantasy. I knew, but I just knew looking at the cover. I was like, this is it.
So look at that
This
cover.
is it. I already knew.
'Cause
But
even-
no, yeah, I get what you're saying. But sometimes there are like those albums that's just like fuck, like Good Kid, Mad City. I was like, yep, this
what
is
year
it.
did the album come out?
2010.
Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah,
2010.
2010.
I don't really
Those in
know
the-
what else came out.
Yeah, those in
during
Hawaii.
that time.
Nothing else mattered.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what was around there that was competing with it? But I don't really think there was anything that was competing with that on that year.
Yeah, because that was a young Drake, a young Cole.
I just can't recall.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I
Born
can't
Sinner
remember.
Cole,
That
I
was
think,
what
right?
11 years.
No, that wasn't Born Sinner Cole.
Born Sinner was like 2012, I think.
Yeah, that was after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, I knew that was a classic. That was an instant classic. Good Kid, Mad City, I thought was an instant classic.
But even like, I mean, talk about Kendrick. Like, I mean, for me personally, like that album "Good Kid, Mad City," like I had to hear it in pieces first. For me, like I heard Money Trees
That's a lot
first.
of albums.
I feel like that with To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, to me, Butterfly, that took a while to like grow on you. That challenged you as a listener, you know. But for Good Kid, Mad City, like I heard Money Trees, and then once I got drew into that song, and then you heard Shireen, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And then like you start listening, like, oh, this shit is like it's nice
shit
after a
is
while,
fire.
you know. Yeah.
What were you talking about?
I think he's a classic.
Wait,
So my
Like, when he's a
answer,
classic.
my favorite artist, I think Cole needs a classic for me. Like I
see,
said,
we didn't say that because we already knew Born
Yeah, you
Sinner.
said Born.
yeah, right.
I love
No,
Born
yeah,
Sinner.
y'all agreed on Born Sinner. To me, I thought he didn't. I thought he doesn't have one. I think 2014 was his closest thing, and if we talking about mixtapes, then Friday Night Lights.
Oh no, if we're talking about. I feel like for mixtapes he does then.
Yeah,
For
Friday
sure.
Night Lights.
Yeah, and then
But I feel like that was so long ago. Like
but still a
that
classic's
was
a
what,
classic.
like 11,
It's
10
a
years
classic. Every one of Jay-Z's albums were long times ago, and those were maybe before Magna Carta. All were like classics or whatever.
ago. But he's
Magna
still
Carta was alright.
dropping classics. Like 444 was
Do you think that's a
10
classic?
that he's dropping gems on that. Like maybe it's not a classic level album, but it's really up there. Like if you haven't heard 444, go listen to that.
Oh, Jay-Z.
Especially like if you're like my age, you know, like 25 and up, 27, 28, 29, 30, whatever. Listen to that because he's really talking about like financial wealth and like generational wealth and things like that.
And all that shit.
Race and he's always talking about shit like
Yeah,
that. But yeah, for me, I think Cole needs one just for my opinion, because I don't know, like you're considered one of the top 3 of this generation of the last 10 years. And for me, the last classic project you had was 10 years ago. I think you need something else. That's just my opinion. And again, I'm a huge Cole fan. I got this nigga tatted on my skin and shit. Like I love this nigga. But again, I'll keep it unbiased. I think he needs an album that the majority of people would be like, I fuck with this album. Because I feel like the last couple albums is like split in half. Like some people really hate it or some people really like it. Like there's no like
You said his last album?
like the last couple ones like KOD
Yeah, I feel like every album he
with
came out
him, right? It's
yeah.
very like controversial. That's what I'm saying. Like he needs an album that a majority of people would just be like, I fuck with this. Because it's always like, yeah, it's okay, but
I think it's too late.
I think he's at his peak right now. Like lyrically, I don't think he's ever been better lyrically. As far as storytelling, I think he's been better earlier in his career when he was like hungrier. But as far as lyricism, I think he's fucking sharper than ever. So
Oh no, for sure. I definitely agree with that. But I think like the trolling and shit,
10 more minutes. And then we move on to
the trolling and shit, like early on, in I don't really know what year it began, maybe like 2016 or whenever Lil Pump started that whole fuck J Cole shit. and then it just started catching fire, and then people just started hating J. Cole like for no apparent reason. I feel like that kind of plays into a factor why a lot of his albums are so in the air. You know, but like, what's weird about it is that he has the makings to drop an insane album, to drop like a Good Kid, Mad City, to drop a Damn or whatever. But no, yeah, I guess he just doesn't really do it all that much.
I feel like it just always
like he doesn't
misses.
really want to do it. I really don't think he wants to do it. And I think it goes back to your thing. Like, does it matter? I don't think he cares. To be honest with you, like, how old is he now? 30 something.
33, I think.
He's a dad, maybe like for multiple children. I don't know how much kids he has, but he's a dad. Like, do you think he's hungry like that? I think he wants to still like rap.
He refound the hunger. I think he's hungry again.
I hope. I don't know. There's no way to tell, but I hope that he is.
Yeah. What do you think? Who needs a classic?
Yeah, I said earlier, Sean.
Oh yeah, you said Big Sean. You gave yours?
No. I don't really know.
Shit, he don't know.
Classic album.
You don't know.
And who's out right now? We said Big Sean. You said J. Cole, and I guess I can agree with that.
I got somebody.
Go ahead.
Jeezy.
Young Jeezy? He doesn't have an album?
I think he's not even young no more. He dropped the young.
Nah,
he's
Oh, he
a
did
Jeezy.
drop that? Oh, all right.
Nah, he does Jeezy, but I feel like he
I didn't even know.
for me, I feel like he needs like that class. I mean, but you like we know too. He has body of work that's classical. Like he has classical, very highly classical, classical moments.
Yeah. I feel like when he was beefing with Gucci, I think that's when he was at his peak.
Even like Recession. The whole thing. My President's Black. Like he has these songs.
That are
these
timeless.
moments is like, yo. I mean,
very-
damn.
Yep.
And then what? Like, oh my God, 04 Jeezy. Like, I think like he was probably like the best rapper that year. You know.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think Wayne was better than him at that point. A lot of people sleep on Wayne because he hasn't been like
Lil Wayne.
kind of relevant, even though he's been dropping like crazy projects.
I think he's satisfied though. I think he's like done, but he's like.
I don't think he's done because I don't know. You don't really listen to Wayne like that, but I still listen to him, and he's still like eating up beats and eating up tracks, and I don't know, man. I think he still got it. But I think he's like falling into like the Eminem like kind of zone right now.
There's no reason for him to keep going.
Like we know you can rap,
I
nigga.
listen to him
Like,
enough that like I know he can rap.
yeah.
And he's one of those guys. Like all the legends right now, don't need to drop anything. Like
Because they don't do anything for the culture.
I feel like it can only kind of ruin you.
Yeah.
You drop a dud, and then what? Like now your image.
But see, with them, they're so deep that I don't think sale wise it'll never be a dud because their fan bases are so deep.
Like, since for like 52 minutes, we haven't even talked about sales. We haven't talked about numbers.
Right,
like numbers are important, and at the same time, like they're not. I don't really care for it. Same thing with Grammys. Like, sure, Cole should have a Grammy, but whatever. Shit, what were you talking about?
Numbers.
Losing track. Yeah, numbers. But
I mean, numbers matter.
it does, but it's like at the same time.
I get what you're saying though, because there's so much good music now.
Yeah, like
underground.
not even just that. It's just like
It matters because I mean, to a certain degree, because like you have to be known to like have your shit at a certain level.
But,
like you know what I mean, like
I'm saying,
for
like,
like the awareness.
the public choice doesn't really matter. Like
I mean, 'cause I
the
feel
whole
like
Cardi B thing when she won Grammys over Travis, over Mac, over
Right.
J-Rock, over all them.
over
like,
Nipsey, that was kind of
over Nipsey. It's like the Cardi B is like good. She makes music for a certain demographic, and
Bodak
I
Black.
completely understand it. It's catchy as shit.
I mean, she should have gave
be going
Kodak.
hard as shit.
She should give
credit
Kodak
for
Black that credit, man.
That's a different conversation. But no, yeah, I feel like in terms like that, like I don't care for Grammys if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like Macklemore won over Kendrick,
Over K-Dot.
over I think Kanye dropped that year too. There's a couple people that dropped that year, and
Drake,
and Macklemore won that year. So I mean,
Yeah, I think he beat out Nothing Was the Same.
he beat out a lot of people.
and he put out Good Kid, Mad City.
He beat out a lot of people. I don't know how the hell he did it still, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's why numbers don't matter to me in that sense. Other than that, though, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, to be established, you kind of have to have sales. Like, you have to have a platinum record, I feel like.
but then too, like you look at like numbers. I feel like back in the 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
that's what all rappers used to talk about was the numbers. And I feel like with the streaming era,
It's so much harder
it-
now.
I
it's
think it's easier now.
I think it's changed the numbers. So you can't just say like I got this much album sales.
Yeah.
It's more like streams now. It's kind of like it's a different conversion calculation to seeing how much albums you sold or the equivalent albums you sold.
It's like
So
every 1,000 streams or every 100,000
Right.
streams.
right, something like that. Yeah. So like the conversations changed around that. Like so I feel like that kind of changed with music. But before I remember 50 used to drop whatever. He used to talk about his album sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot. And Tupac even going against Biggie, like I sold 5 million. I ain't sold nothing, like type shit. So like
For facts.
it was always in the culture. Like
It was way more impressive too back
Right.
then to actually like go platinum or whatever. But I feel like to kind of like wrap it up or whatever, I don't really like this trend that's going on. I feel like Travis kind of started it, but when Astro World came out, he was like selling merch, and the merch that you would buy online
that
counted,
album.
counted as a stream or whatever.
Jay-Z did that. With,
Yeah,
Sprint, I think
with
it was.
444. Yeah, yeah.
Sprint.
So it's like,
No, it was on Magnum Carter.
oh yeah, was it? Oh yeah, bet. So and then like the whole, I can see why Nicki Minaj got mad at him for that and shit. Like, so I really hope that doesn't continue to be a thing. Yeah, just keep it streams, I guess. And even
I
then,
don't
like
even
the
think
whole
it
streaming
matters.
numbers could be like adjusted.
Yeah, I don't think anybody like really looks at streaming numbers except the artists now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
It's like the analytical guys.
Yeah, but I've never like.
I've always hated that.
Personally, I'd be like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
As, once you go platinum, I'm like, oh, okay,
Then,
that was
yeah,
expected. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't really give a shit other than that.
it's like a
Yeah.
PhD at that point. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
like the actual number itself, I don't give a fuck. But I know like Drake is leading every category right now, and like he's been doing it for like the last 5 years and
I think
plus.
longer,
10.
I don't know.
He's over like 50 billion, 100 billion streams or something. It's just
Yikes.
that's an astronomical number that I'm never gonna
Once I
like
heard
pay
he
attention to.
passed Michael Jackson in something. Then
Yeah,
I was like,
he's always killing his records
Once you
and
pass
shit.
Michael Jackson in something, you're doing great. Keep
Yeah.
doing that.
Yes, sir. All right, so and last question, just to wrap it up, we got like about 3 more minutes, and then we'll move on to something else. Do classics matter? I feel like we need more than 3 minutes for this. But
I feel like in a short answer, no. For you overall as an artist, I feel like no. Because you could have a classic album, and like kind of what you were saying earlier, Ryan. Those classic albums could forever define you,
Yeah.
and you can't beat your classic album.
interesting.
You know what I mean? So it could kind of hinder you a little bit too, like because like
Yeah.
50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, like
He hasn't dropped anything.
He can't beat
better
that.
than that. Yeah.
he can't beat that. Even if he comes out with an album that's better than that, he can't beat that. Because I felt like, to me personally, I feel like The Massacre was better than Get Rich or Die Trying.
You say he can beat that?
No, I say even if he
Oh,
can,
got you.
like even musically, that he did beat it,
Yeah.
is like the reception for everyone else is
Yeah,
always gonna be like
still,
Get Rich or Die Trying. That shit was way better. Like so it's hard to like beat it in a way too.
Nah, facts.
It's like the Kanye effect too. Like all his old stuff, right? Everybody's like, go back to the old Kanye. That's when he was really making music. And everything from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and down are like gems, right? It's just nobody's is gonna contradict any of those albums. They're top in whatever year they are.
A lot of like the newer shit though that he had like after.
I like the
Dark
newer
Twisted
shit
Fantasy.
too,
Yeah, like, it
but
grew on people. Like people admitted that they hated it and it grew on them, and I feel like that's gonna be his music going forward, like at all times now since he's trying new shit.
I
It's
don't
gonna
even
be.
know. I think it's gonna get worse from
You
here.
think so? I think it's still
Yeah.
gonna grow on people, but I think people are gonna hate it at first, like usual, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna adapt to it. But I think it depends on like what kind of artist you are. Are you like the LeBron James kind of artist where you're always being compared to the great? Then yeah, you hella need a classic. Or are you like the Carl Joseph or like the just
James Harden.
well, James Harden needs a ring, right?
Well, everybody knows
Yeah, but
like Travis Scott is like the James Harden, right? You could say he don't have a classic album, but he puts up numbers regardless.
I think he does have a classic. I think Rodeo is his classic. That's like his first album, but
Yeah.
that's debatable. I can understand that. But yeah, like it depends what kind of caliber artist you are. If you're a top notch like J. Cole kind of guy, then I feel like you should have a classic just because you're being compared all the time. If you were just a low key dude, then of course, like no one's begging, like no one's arguing if Mac Miller had a classic album or not. It's Mac Miller. He makes great music, great guy, blah blah blah. Right? Like, yeah, it really just I feel like it just depends. Like Big Sean, he's definitely in a conversation with Cole, Kendrick, and all that, but again, like he might not have a classic album. So guys like that, I think it matters for them, but I don't really think they care. Maybe not.
I think they care.
Yeah. Again, it depends. Like who. I think Big Sean might care.
Yeah, I think like the top guys care, like the top 5 of the generation.
Yeah.
The Drakes, the Kendricks, and the Coles. I think they care about where, like, what their legacy is when they finish. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't keep making music. Right? Cole wouldn't still be grinding a mixtape and an album that's gonna drop this year probably. Kendrick, I don't know what the fuck Kendrick doing, but I don't know. And Drake dropped music every year. So
I mean, it was said that Kendrick had an album that was like, I think it was like a video album they said he was gonna come out with.
Yeah.
But I think like with 2020 and
being how it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
he might have like adjusted that shit or maybe added.
Because he recorded a video as well, I think.
yeah, like after the George Floyd and that whole like Black Lives Matter, the protest,
And
civil
just
protest by the way,
never came out. So
the very civil protest by the way. I think he changed
Speak
it
on it.
and he changed the album, and I feel like probably he was like, all right, let me take a step back, let me think about doing something else.
And
Yeah.
It was weird to just drop anything at that time. Like during that whole Black Lives Matter movement, I feel like everyone was just focused on the movement itself rather than like trying to capitalize off it. Because if you drop something during that time, that's what it kind of seemed like. It's like, oh, he's gonna make a woke album and then he's gonna profit off of what's going on. But yeah, that whole time was just weird, man. Like,
Yeah. Even some people too, like, I'll say this last bit about it. Even some people too were like upset with Kendrick. It's like, yo, why you not out here marching with us?
but he was.
yeah, he was.
You don't have
But,
to like broadcast the
yeah.
shit, you know.
But that was
Shit cold.
but he came out like he had a hood on and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But like that was after like receiving pressure. And I feel like sometimes too it's like your leaders, like you don't want them on the battlefield.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like and on top of that too, this man dropped
Exactly.
A whole his whole
He's
discography.
done enough.
Pimp a Butterfly. Pimp a Butterfly was against all that shit.
And even before that,
If you go back and listen to it, like,
and
yeah, it's all about that, bro. So like he has life, body, work about this movement, about this cause.
He could literally be quiet for like the rest of his life, and he's done
Right.
enough.
But I also understand that people wanted to see him and Cole out there more
Of course.
because of what they stood for in rap. So like I could definitely see like, yo, you're a leader, you should be out here more. I get that part.
I see it, but at the same time, it's like, yo, do you want your leader on the battlefield where they could take his head off?
I can see both
Yeah.
sides to that.
You know what I'm
I see
saying?
both sides.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I just want some good music, man. Neither one of them really drop music, so I'll be selfish and I'll say I want some music. Speaking of selfishness, jump into the next topic:
What's that?
relationships.
Oh shit.
Right. Relationships can be very selfish. They can be very selfless. They can be some of the happiest moments in your life and some of the worst moments in your life. Right. But today we want to hit on a couple different topics regarding relationships. First question to you guys, and then we can like dwell or just jump right into it, whatever. Can you be friends with your exes?
Ex-girlfriends.
Can I go first? Since
Ex-girlfriend.
I'm the-
Yeah,
go
since
for
I'm
it.
Since I'm the youngin right here, I don't got that much experience, but so me personally,
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay.
Not that young.
But me personally, like I'm not friends with any of my exes, but you can. I feel like it's definitely possible. If y'all just like mutually broke up, there was no fucked up shit that happened, and if y'all just feel like the relationship between y'all would be better as friends instead of in a relationship due to like various reasons, then yeah, it's definitely possible. And as long as like y'all both consent to it, and as long as y'all both okay with it, yeah, for sure. Just me personally, I just never And it's not because anything fucked up happened, but it's just like me personally, I can't see it. It's like if I fucked with you and I like for a long time I fucked with you, I can't really see you like go on with somebody else and you tell me that shit as friends or whatever. Like, bro, I don't want
Like,
like,
yeah, I'm messing with Johnny now. How you feel about that?
Dig down by
It's like
Johnny.
I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. It's good for you, do you, but you know, just yeah, me personally, no.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man. Nah.
Right?
Straight up, nah. I mean, cause
It seems messy.
yeah, I mean that, and also too comes back to like part of the reason why like I was even messing with you is because I wanted to get some. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of depends on like where the relationship went. Because a lot of times you break up with somebody, like it leaves a lot of scars.
Yeah.
And kind of like you like, all right, like sometimes you break up with somebody and y'all talking, y'all get back together, and every time y'all get back together, it's always used as saying yo, why can't we bring it back to the way it was before? You kind of use that as like a tool to like get back to like, you know, like to get back with each other, and it kind of like make a connection to like to like rap albums where like you have that classic album, for example, and it's like, yo, like I hear what you're doing now, but can you bring it back to like what you was doing before? You know what I mean, kind of stuff. And it's like yeah, it gets to get real messy. You know what I mean? To the point is like I see no point of having you. Like, I mean, sometimes you have to appreciate
What you have.
people and exes as seasons. And sometimes too, that's not even only with girls. It's like, you know, like relationships with friends. Sometimes it's like, yo, we had a real good season together, and our time period together, and you know, appreciate you for that time, but it's not like, you know, it's time to move on.
Yeah. I can see that.
Go ahead.
My
What you
turn.
think? Yeah, you got, because
You've been waiting for this one.
you got something deep going on in your soul with that.
I'm friends with like half of my exes. If I could be friends with all my exes.
Lover boy.
Lover boy, certified lover boy. I've dated a couple girls, a few girls that I am still friends with. I'm still, okay. Let me not say like friends, but we're still cordial right now.
But like, what does that mean? What do you usually talk about? You don't gotta say like what exactly I talk about, but like, does she talk about guys or like?
Yeah.
Do you talk about girls and you talk about relationship problems and shit?
Yeah, so I'm really good friends with one of my exes, but we haven't dated in like I would say like 7-8 years.
Damn, you go back. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean I like the people that I have in my life right now. I feel like I have a really good rotation of people that care for me and I care for them. And like if you're not in my life, then I don't give a fuck about you. You don't give a fuck about me. That's just how it is. But I think over time I could be friends or friendly with people I've been romantic with. It's not, I don't look at it like, oh damn, I want to get back with this person. Because I agree with you, like, yeah, the time we had was beautiful, it was cool, it was dope, but we didn't work out for a reason. So it's not like we're going to fix those reasons, because I think people are who they are. And I don't think, yeah, you can adapt and you can evolve and you can grow, but I don't think at the root of who you are, you can never change who you are. And I'm not saying if you cheat, you're always going to be a cheater, because that's not who you are. I'm not going to label you as a cheater or things like that. Or I'm not going to give you a label, but there are certain things about your personality that you've had since you were a baby. And you're just not going to change those rooted personality traits. But I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a vengeful person. I'm not a person that holds grudges. I'll hold it for a little bit. I don't want to talk to you for a while, but I can still be your friends. And the people that I'm close with, like, they'll tell me about like their relationships now, and I'll share like the relationships that I've been in. And I don't feel any type of way. I'll be like, oh shit, like, okay, cool. Like, they'll ask me for like advice and shit. I'll be like, yeah, do this, do that. And I don't, like, to me, it is what it is. Like, enough time has passed by where I don't see you as that person anymore that I really once like cherished and put on a pedestal or whatever. You're not on the pedestal anymore for me, which is not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just,
Is what it is.
Yeah. But I think being friends with your exes, I think, has benefits, because those people saw you in vulnerable states, before. So they know you more than like a normal friend would, right? So my exes would know me more than you would probably know me, right? And I feel like they can give you different perspectives because of that information, because of that knowledge that they have on you. And if you don't want to be friends with them, then don't be friends with them, right? But it's not. I don't look at it as more like I'm gonna fuck you again. You know, it's just we're just cool right now.
Is it?
Yeah. Next question.
But I think like
Oh, yeah, my bad, bro.
nah, just to add on. Like, I feel like sometimes you break up with somebody,
Yeah.
and you start seeing like it probably just better for me to love you from afar,
Yeah.
than to love you close.
It sucks.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like
because at one point that person was your whole world. Right?
yeah.
And now, fuck that bitch. You know.
And I was like, I can't love you the same way I once used to, because like if y'all broken up, I mean, most likely y'all probably not as close or like secure with each other as you was one point, and that could get real tricky and hurtful, because you could be like messing around with the person, fooling yourself, thinking like, yeah, I want to fix this situation, or I'm gonna do this to change it, make it better, like. But like really, you just kind of fooling yourself and you just hurting yourself, really. Right. So like sometimes it's better to just like call what it is, and just love this person from afar and kind of just move on.
Yeah, for sure. You want to add anything?
Nah, all right. Said it perfectly.
So if you're one of my exes, we can be friends.
Hey.
Not that. Nah, I'm just gonna leave it as.
Let's go on. Next question.
Next question. Is it better to be single or in a relationship in today's era or like modern times today?
January
2021.
13,
13th, 2021. Y'all want to start or should I start?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
damn, man. Nah, I'm gonna go last on this one.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Shit. I feel like I had to go through this transition a little bit, cause like I just love being like single, like, you know, like I appreciated at that time being single, and you know, meeting different women, being with different women.
You a hoe.
Hey man. Hey man, walk like a duck, quack like a duck. It might be a duck, but you know, having that fun and you know, just like chasing numbers. Like, you know, I'm trying to have sex with like 10 women. You know, for the summer, for the year. You know what I mean? Like, you have those numbers in you too, and like, is a love in that. You know, to try to fuck as much girls as possible.
He love the game.
I love the game like Mitch.
He love the hustle.
You know what I mean? And sometimes too, like really honestly, like the chase.
That's your.
It was way better than, you know what I mean, the sex.
It's understandable.
You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as you like, cause like, like you be with somebody, whatever, like, you know, say you meet a chick today, y'all talking, y'all texting, you already telling your homeboy, yo, I'm thinking about marrying this girl. Like, you know what I mean? And in your head, you're like, yo, shit, I wonder how our kid's gonna look. You know what I mean? And then you're like, yo, yeah, I wonder how our family's gonna mesh up together. All these kind of fantasies going through your head.
That's the shit that fucks you.
And then as soon as you hit,
it goes away.
That's it. It's like, yo, she not as funny as she once used to be, huh? You know what I mean? And it's like you have like all these things starts popping up as well. So, you know, but there's a love into that, and then it comes on to the next thing. It's like, yo, all right, shoot, I gotta get my hit. I gotta hit the next thing. You know what I mean? Because it becomes more of like just like the person. It becomes more of like you feeding your ego, kind of. You know, kind of like now, me personally, when I transition to like in a relationship, you know, I could appreciate the rate, you know, being in a relationship with someone, because you get more deeper with somebody. You know, I mean, you could love them more. They could love you, you know, a lot more, and it's just like really create consistency, like in our lives, really. You know.
Facts.
So I don't like. It's hard to pick one, but like I definitely love both sides of it.
If you had
You know
to
what I mean?
pick one, right?
I mean, right now I'm in a relationship, so I gotta say that.
You gotta say it.
I gotta say relationship.
Dang.
I gotta say, because I'm in a relationship. I ain't trying to mess things up. You heard me?
That shit is valid though, bro. I fucking love relationships, man. However, I feel like right now in today, January 13th, it's hard as fuck to
2021.
2021, man. It's hard to fuck. It's hard as fuck to be in a relationship. I feel like, yo, man.
Lube.
But nah, like with the obvious shit like COVID, that could be like fucking shit up between y'all or whatever, like the whole meeting up shit.
That shit could come.
And even like trying to date during the whole COVID shit,
That's a good combo. Really.
that could be a whole thing. But it's really up to you. It was like nothing really changed other than just like the situations, I guess, with like the whole COVID shit. Other than that, though, it's like if you, it kind of goes back to the whole like, do you love yourself thing. I kind of realized like the older I get, the more I was wondering like, yo, what the fuck does that even mean? Like the whole love yourself shit. Does it just mean working out? Does it just mean like eating healthy? Does it just mean fucking like having a good time? And like I kind of realized it's all that shit, you know? And the more you kind of just get to know yourself, the more you kind of like spend time with yourself and really love yourself first, then you kind of realize like relationships, it's like, it's nice, it's cool as shit, but I don't have that need for one. Like I used to be like heavy into relationships because I like the whole like, oh, I got someone that gives a shit. You know, I got someone that finally fucking gives a fuck. That's cool as
I
shit.
gave a fuck about you.
But like, you're supposed to.
So it's different.
You're supposed to. You know, my mom is supposed to. Like, y'all supposed to. My fucking friends are supposed to. But to have someone that you ain't meet, that they didn't fucking know you existed a couple days ago, and then you meet them, and then it's like, oh shit, this could be my fucking future and shit. Like, that's some strong shit. But yeah, it's really up to you, man. If you feel like you really want to be in a relationship and you are on the path of loving yourself and you do love yourself currently and you know you're not going to be a fucking toxic fuck. Like if you know you're a toxic person, don't fucking get in a relationship. If you know you're going to just want someone for just sex, don't call it a relationship. You know, like don't do that shit. Just don't do that shit, bro. Cause like you may not fucking feel it, but that other person is going to fucking feel it when you inevitably do what you gotta do, you know.
Talk about it.
But yeah, just be real with yourself, be real with that other person at all times. What's the worst that can happen? They dub you or whatever, then you move on to the next person or whatever.
Talk about it.
But just be real, bro. Fuck all that fake shit.
Fuck all that fake shit. I'm a fake nigga sometimes. Is it better to be a single or in a relationship? I definitely agree with both y'all. I feel like if you don't love yourself, just to piggyback off what you said, you should not be in a relationship because you are going to hurt somebody else. You're going to hurt yourself. And you should just be a hoe. Just be a toxic hoe, man. If you don't love yourself, find some enjoyment in life. Be single. You know, and I think the whole idea of people having like multiple bodies and things like that, I think that perception that's a bad thing is kind of dead now. I think
Nobody cares. Nobody cares your body count. Like
I think nobody cares.
Everybody's fucking. Everybody's fucking.
Well, you said the other day, if you can't get if you're a girl without OnlyFans, something about that.
I mean, yeah, like.
Hey, talk about it. Go ahead. Hot take.
What do you mean about?
I don't know. You said some crazy shit the other
Oh
day.
yeah, like if you're a woman, right? And
He's gonna say it again, bro.
yeah, if you're a woman and you're not financially like stable, and you have internet and you have your room, you have a room to yourself.
Requirements, internet, room.
Yo, you gotta get on the OnlyFans wave, bro. Like on some real
crazy.
shit. If the market was for 23-year-old dudes that just be doing shit, yo, I would be making bank right now. I would be making fucking bank right now. On some real shit, though, women have a lot of fucking power, and right now we are just seeing it on full display. Like y'all can get away with a lot of shit. Y'all can get a lot of shit if y'all just know how to work it. If y'all know, not just for looks, but just like for fucking, just like smarts and shit. Women are fucking geniuses at times when it comes to like shit like this, like simple marketing shit. Sex sells. You're gonna get fucking business, bro. Like if of course if you're not nervous or whatever, if you're open to it, I would definitely say fucking give that shit a shot, bro. Get some fucking paper, man.
You could just do your feet too, huh?
Do the fucking beat. Easy bread.
Oh my god.
Drop your cash app.
No, I was watching this one dude, like you mentioned it. He was talking about managing his girlfriend on OnlyFans, and like she just got a feet page, and
That's gangster.
Bro, that's
he was managing it, like
Pimping
showing
his
like how
shorty.
he's managing it. I was like, okay.
Pimping his shorty
I was like, wow, like that's Okay.
All right, I think I already know the question to this, right?
Entrepreneur.
But if your girl wanted to like run it by you,
My girl.
yeah, really give me a thought
Wait,
out.
wait.
thought
What
out
you mean?
response.
Like,
And she wants to do OnlyFans. I'm not gonna say what she wants to do specifically because that's up to your imagination or whatever. It could be feet pics. It could be whatever. But she just brings up the idea. It's like, yo, would you be comfortable if I did OnlyFans? Like, of course, I'll give you a cut or whatever. But like,
Well,
what would you say?
you can't say of course because don't say if you're gonna bring that up. Don't say of course. You
But
will get a
we're
cut,
in a
'cause
relationship.
That's her.
It's
body,
already
though.
established.
yeah, you don't know.
All right, sure. But if you're thoughtful, like
If you end the videos with her, then yeah.
Sure,
give me
yeah,
my
that
cut,
too.
nigga.
All right, but
this is my dick in the.
but
This is
let's just
me.
say that she wanted to give you a cut too or whatever. Not half, but just a cut.
Like my chick, like I don't want to say my girl because I don't want to think about that.
But
Like
a woman that
yeah,
you-
but like a girl I'm with,
Yeah,
like if she
yeah.
want to do OnlyFans,
Yeah.
I mean, because this is what's gonna happen, right? Like,
And you love this girl, like
right,
Man,
Yeah.
I love her.
all right.
right. I'm saying too, because like, what I mean, sort of like dating a porn star.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be hyped
That's
to date a porn
difficult,
star.
Yeah.
Once you get it, after you get it, it's like
After like the first month.
she just a regular chick. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like yeah, you might be cool with like the whole OnlyFans stuff, like your girl getting on it, but after I want to say a little while, like you probably gonna be looking at her differently because like you're gonna be seeing dudes in the comments, seeing all kind of stuff, like you know what I mean, and you gotta start thinking like, cause like especially if she blows up or up to a certain level, like you're gonna have
Money talks, yeah.
dudes ready to blow bank.
Yeah.
Like yo, I'm about to
So
pay
you saying you're gonna lose your girl, or is it a better chance that you lose your girl to?
I won't say lose,
It's a
but
possibility.
I won't say lose, but y'all gonna change.
Yeah.
Like y'all gonna have to change. I mean, that's just like once you bring something into the environment, it's gonna change because you gonna have dudes gonna hit your girl up like,
yeah. What's good?
yo, I'm gonna
Trying
give
to
you,
come to Miami
I'm
and
gonna give you $200. Yo, just for FaceTime.
Shit,
You know what I mean?
I'll be in the corner with her. I'll be like, yo, what's good?
And then next thing you know, next dude might be like, yo, I got a G, like come through. I'm in room 112.
No, we stop.
I'm in room 112. Come through.
112.
Like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna feel about that?
Yeah.
Fuck all that, man. We're not doing that.
It's a dub,
It's a dub for me.
flat out. You're gonna give her your
We're not.
reasons, but
I've never been.
it's just straight up.
Nobody's asked me this before, so I don't know.
Well, this is a relatively new type of thing. Like,
I mean, if we making the videos ourselves, like, cause couples make
yeah.
sex tapes all the time, right?
Yeah,
If you
couples
making
do.
your own
You
sex
sell
tape and
it.
you selling it, by all means, cool. But I don't know, man. That's
Even
just
if
too
it is
much.
sex scenes, like with y'all, would you still?
Yeah, nigga, sell that shit.
You'd sell
Sell my dick.
So
Get me
the
paid.
He
difference
says
is-
so, man.
The difference is just you, like being in there or not.
What?
The difference is it's just you.
Yeah, cause man, now it's like the nigga that's hitting her up with the
He can still
$200.
be
Now
you.
he got hit both of us up for $200.
That's
You know.
true.
But hey yo, pause. That ain't come out right. Y'all know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. But back to my question. I'll answer my question. Is it better to be single or in a relationship? I definitely agree with you. And with both of y'all. But just to piggyback off what you were saying, it is fun as hell being single. I'm not gonna lie. It is, and it's not for the reasons that you think.
It's not for the lighthearted. It's an acquired taste.
I don't think it's
I
that deep.
definitely think it is. No, because some people don't really know what dating is, and then when they find out, they get fucked up about it.
I think people going with like the wrong expectations.
That's what I'm saying. Like that shit fucks people up.
But I think damn, I lost my fucking train of thought, man.
Something like the single. You were
Y'all
saying something about the single life.
Y'all,
Yeah.
y'all be interrupting me.
He said, "Yeah, single life is fun."
Single life is single life is fun. I still don't know what the hell I was thinking about.
What's fun about the single life?
What is fun about the single life? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's fun not just for the reasons that you think about, but it's fun because you have freedom. I think freedom is the biggest thing.
Expand on.
So when you're single, you don't have to ask permission for anything. And not saying you should ask permission when you're in a relationship, but those are things that those are conversations that come up. Like, yo, I'm going to play ball with my boys, and it should be that turns into a conversation. my thing is you don't have to have a conversation with anybody to do whatever you want to do. Like I want to go to Vegas next week. Let's go to Vegas, right? I don't got to ask permission. I don't got to tell nobody.
What if you want to go to Vegas by yourself with your boys? And
right. That's what I'm saying, right? So if I want to go with my boys, I gotta ask, right? I don't even want to say ask, but you gotta like run it by your girl, right? Yeah. But if you're single, I could do whatever the fuck I want to do, right? It's a level of freedom that you have that nobody can tell you what to do but yourself. Yeah. I think that's a great thing about being single. And then, yes, the chase of getting to know people, I think, is better than actually fucking somebody or having sex with somebody. I think it's a lot more fun than just like having the one night stand and like that's it. Because guys do think about this stuff. We do think about like if we're talking to somebody new, like okay, you know, do you have potential to be, you know, my next girlfriend, you know, my next stable thing. Guys do think about that. We do think about like marriage and like kids, and especially like at our age. I'm 27. Campbell's what, 29?
30.
God, motherfucker. 30. But he's 30, so you know we're thinking about those things more often. But at the same time, it's once you get what you want, which is, you know, intercourse, you really do lose interest out of that. After that, I'll just say for myself. I know you told me the same thing. Yeah. Like you lose interest after that. I think when girls give it up too fast, I think that's an issue. But ironically, that's what we want, right? We want it to get it fast. But when they give it up to us too fast, it's just like, all right.
Because this is my thing too. Is like I feel like it was never about the girl.
Oh, see, I was gonna actually say
it was about you.
I was gonna say it depends on the girl.
It was about your ego. No, I'm saying like for you to like hit whatever. Yeah. It was never about the girl. It was about you and your ego. Like you just trying to fuel your ego. Yeah. That's all what it was. So it's like, you know, once you, I mean, with me, the reason why I kind of fell back from doing all that, was because I saw there was no value in it. Yeah.
But like what y'all talking about? That's girls that like into like y'all could see the future with, or that's just
no.
Like, okay.
No, because me was just like I just wanted as much as I could get. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I thought y'all was talking about.
And I started seeing like, yo, like
I'm gonna get in trouble. Right?
You got to a point where like, you know, you hit numbers, like, you know, you put numbers out there, and you finally achieve those numbers, and it's like, and you start looking back like
it's an ego. It's a pride thing.
Yeah, you start looking back like, yo, what is this worth? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't go to the bank with it. I can't bring it into a new relationship kind of way, saying like, yo, I did this, I did that. Or even to friends, because you could say, yo.
I think that's the only thing you can do it to, like to friends.
It's just talk shit.
It's just bragging. Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but like, yo, I could tell you right now, like, yo, I've been with X amount of women. Yeah. And really, like, you know, let's say it's true.
Like, yeah, it's like
it's based on what you think it is. Like, nah, he lying. Like, or like, nah, yeah, he telling the truth.
So like the video proving like X amount of times. You know,
so like once I figured that out, like kind of went through that and saw that. That's why I was like, it kind of lost value to me. Yeah. Like chasing that.
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely saw that too. It's not really worth it, because then, you know, I'll say with females, they get more attached to you than you probably do to them quicker. And then, you know, you smash and then you basically dash, right? And just like, all right, now you
smash and dash.
Yeah, you got her tight, like she's sad now she don't want to trust the next dude. So it's a cycle that needs to be broken. But it's fun. That's why people do it. It's fun. That's honestly the only reason why. Yeah. I mean, there's like little sub reasons, but the big reason is it's enjoyable at the moment. But does it have substance? Like we talked about classic albums. Like, does it have substance? No. Like, and if you find a girl with substance behind her, you know, then that might lead to a relationship. And then going into a relationship, should you be in a relationship? I don't know, man. I think if you're comfortable with yourself, and if you find somebody that you really vibe with, that you don't want that person to, you know, to leave or to go away, and if you feel like that person betters you, then by all means, like, commit to that one person. There's nothing wrong with committing to one person. It's not lame. It's not corny. There's nothing wrong with committing to one person. It's also, there's nothing wrong with being single and fucking 10 people a week. It's just how you want to live. So
yeah, I think too. I heard this too. I mean, then you could go to the next topic. Killer Mike said this one time, like like, yo, men should wait till like 30 or after
To marry, settle down.
to like marry, have kids, and all that. Cause you kind of like want to like live
Yeah, that's my
and appreciate the
30.
fun
30's
in your 20s, and then once you're 30, then it's like, all right, your time to settle down. Like you done did all the, you know what I mean? Like you done went to war. Now it's
You
time
done
to
been
like,
a hoe. You a hoe.
you know what I mean? Like now it's time to come home.
You've been a hoe for 30 years. Now you settle down.
You know, crack the chickens. You know, roost
Crack
the
the
eggs, and
chickens.
Yeah.
Roast the eggs.
transition.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's all what you
Sometimes.
want at the time. It's all what you like. Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
want
that
at the
depends
time?
too. The time.
Do you think you're ready for a relationship or not? Basically.
Yeah.
All right.
If you don't feel like you're ready,
Then
just be a hoe.
Don't fucking do it. Yes. Don't fucking
Be a hoe.
get in a relationship. Be a hoe if you're not ready.
All right. Next question. Can a friendship exist with sex? With sex. So can you be friends with a female or a male, whatever you fuck with? Can you be?
Literally.
Can you have a friendship without sex? Or I'm sorry, with sex. Sorry.
What are you talking about?
That's a good question too, though.
Oh, you talking about with the like
Can you have,
like with a
can
girl
friends-
or like
can
what
a
you?
friends with benefits like be a full thing?
Right. Is that such a thing where neither one of you will get
Feelings.
fucked up at the end? I say yes. I say you have to know how to navigate before you get into that. And you have to have an understanding of what that relationship with that person is. So if you have a fuck buddy or if you have a person with benefits, they should only be a person with those benefits. I feel like too many people mess up and gain feelings because they try to treat that as a relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend type thing.
Yeah.
I feel like if I only want you for one thing, I should only hit you up for that one thing. You should only hit me up for that one thing.
Facts.
Don't ask me about how my day was. I don't want to ask you about how your day was. I don't really care.
All right, see, that's
No, but see, that's where you get like the emotions. And I'm not trying to be a dick about it, but when I start like caring about you and like asking you how your day was and like, yo, did you eat today? And like little conversations, then it becomes more and more and more, and it gradually becomes more over time. Whereas I hit you up at 2 a.m. Yo, what are you doing right now? Nothing. All right, come over. We don't really have to talk about anything. We do our thing and then you leave. That is an ideal friends with benefit. So yes, a friendship can exist with sex without getting complicated. Not that that isn't complicated. All right, go ahead.
So for me,
For me.
nah, I think communication, bro. Fucking communication is so important if you're gonna do shit like this. Like, again, you can't lead people on if you're like saying cute shit to this person. Don't do that shit if you know it's just a friendship or whatever. Like, don't say some relationship shit if you know it's gonna be a friendship or whatever. And just always like make sure y'all on the same page. Like, okay, we're doing this. We're friends with benefits. We do this, and this. We don't do this, and this. I think that conversation is super vital to like whatever you're about to run with right now. In regards though to like having conversations and shit, they're still a human being. Like, I'm gonna still ask you like how your day is and shit. Like, we're friends. We're gonna be friends. We're friends. I'm not just gonna say, yo, you're like the most beautiful girl in the world. I'm not gonna say all this relationship shit. Of course I'm not gonna say that, but I'm gonna ask you. It's like, oh, yo, how's that class going with you and this shit? It's like, did you eat today? Blah blah blah. Like friendship shit. Fucking But yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna treat you like a piece of meat. But yeah, just know what we on, and that's what we're gonna be on, because we established that with communication. So I definitely think it can, as long as y'all communicate.
Like, to me, it depends on where you at. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, is like, are you trying to, you know what I mean? Like, are you trying to have sex with this person, or are you trying to build with this person?
Yeah.
And I feel like sex could just complicate a friendship a lot.
So you think no, that you can't, like, a friendship?
Can exist
Yeah,
with
what I
sex.
said.
it's hard. I mean, it depends. Like you said, like it has to be like complete communication. Like it has to be like something transparent. I mean, because it's like, for example, like say for instance, this girl that you are having sex with, she comes out of nowhere like, I want to have a boyfriend.
That's
you know what I mean?
Though. That's perfect.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But you giving that look, but it's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm not ready for this to.
But the fact that she
was moving this
the fact
direction.
that she brought it up, and instead of like assuming that, hey, I could change this dude, I kind of like, I want a boyfriend, so I'm gonna kind of like.
No. I'm not saying with you. I'm saying with somebody else.
Yeah. So like, she might think that she could change you into, instead of being friends with benefits.
No.
She might
I'm saying say you and somebody right now, and y'all friends with your benefits, whatever. But if she comes to you and say, I want a relationship with somebody else.
Oh, okay, got you.
Like, yeah, that look you giving is like kind of
messed up.
But it's messy. But she gonna say, wait, aren't we friends?
That's facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's
like,
mad fair. That's fair.
yeah, you have to have like some kind of like serious communication with that.
Yeah.
That's like that's where it get real tricky, because then you're gonna be like you're gonna feel like intimate. You know, this person's like, nah, you kind of mine. I kind of like the way how this is.
Yeah, and that's where it gets,
you know what I mean, it's tricky.
Or
Or the girl, or you know what I mean, or y'all might be doing your thing and you think it's all like cool, and then she comes out of nowhere with I got a man now.
So
I got a man now.
that happens a lot, dog. Especially when you're in like a friends with benefit thing. And the fucked up thing is they don't even tell you.
Yeah, nobody's gonna tell you.
They'll tell you after, man. You be like, you hit them
Talk
up on
about
the
it.
random like 2 a.m. Like, yo, what you doing? I'm with my man. Like, what?
Are you gonna tell that person?
What?
That like you have a girl ahead of time.
Yeah, I feel like, again, to harp on what y'all said, the communication. Like, if I feel like I'm feeling somebody else in a certain way, where I see our future with them, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm talking to somebody right now, so we gotta chill, and I'll stop like messing with that person. That's me, because I feel like I'm a relationship nigga, so I feel like that would be cheating. You know, I'm a relationship.
Yeah.
So the thing about that with me is that I be so paranoid that once I cut that person off and I go be with this person, some bullshit is gonna happen with me and this person, and then I got nobody to like go back to. Whatever. It's like fucking
Keep your options.
No fallback.
yeah, keeping your options open. Like once I feel somebody, I cut off all my options like an idiot. But
Oh, real? Okay.
yeah, but it's like there's a downside to that. Like you get fucked over and now you got nothing. But yeah, I would say communication is basically what you said. Like facts.
Yeah.
You got anything else? No one else?
I said y'all said it all, man, about that. It's tricky.
Facts. Basically, at the
Know
end
how
of
to
the day.
navigate. If you don't know how to navigate, don't do it.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like too, like, cause it's a real tricky game. Cause like you could be like gassing this girl head up, like you know what I mean, like she thinking, or you yourself thinking like, yo, this is like the greatest thing ever, cause I got this friend I'm having sex with, and things could go left. You know what I mean? Cause you could go to movies with another girl, and
They can get
she
messy.
might come back like, wait. We ain't talk about dates. Like, yo, why you dating someone else? Like, why you having sex with somebody else? You know what I mean? Then she's going like naturally. It's like, are you using protection? Are you this and that and shit.
How do y'all feel about
Yo, she might kill you, bro.
that? How do y'all if she's like fucking people,
Oh, tell me. You gotta tell me.
and if she does
I'll
tell
tell
you, and
you.
if she's doing it,
Then we stop.
it's over. Okay.
Yeah, but see, cause
But then you
Yeah.
probably gonna be like, yo, you know what I mean? Your homegirl thing is good. You know what I mean? You gonna wanna, you can't help it sometimes.
see, y'all got deep with it. This is why I be telling them, but don't tell me how your day was. I don't care, right? But tell me if you're doing something on the side, so I'm not the only person on the side. I know like to protect myself. And no, you did make me feel bad when you said I treat them like meat. I don't treat anybody like meat. It's just
I mean, I know you're exaggerating or some shit, but
no, it's not even an exaggeration, but it's an understanding. Like,
no, yeah. As long as she gets it, I guess. That's
don't
all
ask
that
me
matters.
about my day. I don't want to
If
tell
she's
you.
okay
I
with
don't
it,
want to tell you.
She's okay with it, then that's all that matters, I guess.
All right, last question or last topic before we wrap this up.
Let's get it.
Wrap it up with a rubber. 138. You got 20 minutes ish. All right. Last question or topic. People wanting more than they bring to the table. I'm gonna go because y'all know how I feel.
Speak
about
on that
this.
a little bit more.
I hate this. I hate this.
Nah, speak on that like a little bit more. Like,
All right.
like give
So
more
what I mean-
context.
All right. So if you're a person and you're single and you're dating around, cool, whatever, you're doing your thing, and you meet this individual who has less than what you have. Or no, am I phrasing it right? No, if you have the same thing, you have the same amount of stuff. And when I say stuff, I mean you
Assets.
you like damn, now I'm losing myself.
Like salary, you mean like
Yeah.
like stuff you bring to the table.
Right. So if one person isn't bringing anything to the table and you aren't bringing anything to the table, you can't demand that somebody that you want to date bring something more to the table that you're not bringing. And what I mean by that is, and I know like that exists in the world, and that's okay. Like, cause I know some people like bring people up, and I get that. But let's say you're a female and a woman.
They hate female. Female's like offensive, kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
Since
It's
when?
been going for a little while.
What? You heard about this?
Nah.
This is some new shit.
I'm just go with it though.
We can't call females females.
No, because then it could be like animals could be females. But like a woman, a human woman is
Okay,
a
all
woman.
right.
All right, I
Okay.
see it there.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. If you're a woman, right, and you're dating, and you only date guys with cars, with an education, with a house, right, careers, he got it all, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have any of that, right? So you don't. What are you bringing to the table other than sex?
Say it again.
What are you bringing to the table other than sex?
She like, I am the table.
Right. She is the table. No, you're not. I have a table. I don't need you. Right.
Exhibit A.
I hate I hate when people do that because I've seen this and I've heard about this a lot, where they won't date you because you don't have certain things, but they don't have anything either. So it's like, why are you putting somebody else down? Specifically, like, why are you just putting somebody else down? I'm not talking about like you're not like physically attracted to them or whatever the case is. I'm just saying they're not bringing anything to the table. You're not bringing anything to the table. How can you demand somebody bring something more that you're not? It's like you go to a cookout, you don't bring anything.
Like with my chicken.
Where is the lasagna, Michelle? Where? It's not here. You didn't bring it. So if I'm trying to get with you, and this goes back to the relationship thing, like everybody has their standards. If I'm trying to be in a relationship with you and you don't have anything, I'm gonna try to like better you, but you can't demand like, oh, you gotta drive me around, you gotta have a 6-figure job, you gotta have a master's or whatever the case is. Like, what do you have? What do you bring to the table other than sex? And it's like, I can get sex. We can all get sex. Everybody can get sex. So that's my thing. Like, I hate when people do that, when they expect more than they're actually bringing. I don't know how you guys feel about that.
Nah, I mean, to me, that's just like it should be like, I mean, now, I'm not saying you just go and try to be with somebody just because of what they have.
Gold diggers.
If you do that, then like you're gonna, put yourself in a bad position. But I think like if you're demanding someone, like so for example, like you say like, yo, I need someone with a car, and if you don't have a car, I can't mess with you. Like, to me, it's like,
You have a car, right?
yeah, it's like, it's like, where's your car?
Yeah.
So before you start demanding stuff from other people, like make sure yourself is straight. Because a lot of people will do that, like start worrying about, like start, pocket watching other people. And it's like, what you got? Sure, you know about everybody, like, how much money everybody makes, everybody's net worth, like, but what you got?
Yeah.
And you get kind of like lost in the sauce in that sometimes. And that's something that happened with male, well,
Males and females.
I was going to say males and females, but you said, let me say men and women,
and men. Sorry.
he or her, whatever,
He or she.
pronouns.
Or they.
Or they.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
What is they?
Binary. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm literally just ignorant
He's just
about
trying
all of
to
these
ask.
things. I don't.
Trying to
I
be
don't
as
really know.
politically correct as possible.
Yes, I'm not trying to offend anybody with this.
But yeah, it's a tough thing. I feel like before you start demanding stuff from other people, like check yourself first.
Yep.
You know what I mean? At the same time too, I could be with somebody who has less than me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because there's like there's things like probably like say like a untangible thing. Like this person may help you on the mental health side.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This person may help you in other things on like, like on motivation, you know what I mean? Or make you see things a different way. And that has, a lot of value, you know what I mean? So it all depends, but don't come in. I feel like if you're demanding stuff, it's like nah. It's like nah, nah. I wouldn't be too keen to that.
Yep. Wanna go?
I mean, no, it's just. Yeah, I kind of said it all already. Like, that's basically how I feel, too. Yeah, I don't know how people do that shit, too. And, like, they keep doing that shit when somebody doesn't give them what they want. It's like, how do you live with yourself? Or how do you be with somebody that's giving you shit and only giving you shit? And it's like, you're not giving anything. You're not providing anything. You're just taking. Like, how can you, like... How can you dead just wake up every day and see them and all that shit and just like think shit is sweet? Like I don't know.
Because shit is sweet for them. So
I mean it is, but it's like it really just takes that one dude to just fucking put you on your place, I guess, like or just tell you how it is straight up. I don't think guys really tell women like about shit like that. I don't think they confront them about shit like that. I think it's just well, and that's good. That's good that you say that shit. I feel like everybody should say that shit.
Tell them.
Yeah, facts. That's like the only way we can fucking get that shit out of here. If y'all keep dubbing women that demand for shit like that, then who they gonna ask at that point? You know, if everyone's dubbing them, then yeah. But no, yeah, I don't got nothing else to add. Yeah, basically covered it all with that one. Yeah, bring shit to the table, straight up.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Before you fucking wreck yourself.
Ice Cube.
that's it.
Yeah.
Anything y'all want to add on to anything that we talked about?
Let's do a oh, you know what's cool? Let's do a little segment like shoot, what's on your timeline?
What's on your timeline? What's on your timeline?
Which one?
Last thing on my timeline.
There's nothing good on my.
Oh my, no, I can tell you right now, like something that's big that's happening right now. The James Harden trade.
Yes, sir.
Man, James Harden. Houston
Yeah, so,
Rockets got traded to
I don't mean to cut you off, brother. Yeah. But it's January 13th. The trade just happened today. So whenever this airs, we'll still be talking about it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, James Harden, he got traded to the Nets.
From
I think it was like from Houston. It was like a 3-4 team trade deal. They're still gonna do them, but I mean, end of the day, the Nets are gonna have KD, Kyrie, James Harden.
Cancerous.
Cancerous.
Toxic.
And right now, as we speaking, like Kyrie is still away from the team. You know, we don't know what he's dealing with, if it's mental health, if it's just him saying F the NBA. You know, we're not sure. So it's gonna be an interesting dynamic of personalities, really. They have 3 players in NBA. I mean, on their team that could create a shot, and that could create a shot for somebody else on the team. And it's hard to find 2 of those players on one team.
Right.
So if you have 3 of those kind of players, like you're gonna be problems. And you know, definitely when it comes time for playoffs, you have those guys that could play ISO and slow the game down, you know, and you'll get your bucket because sometimes you need that in the playoffs when the game becomes a half-court game.
But do you think it's gonna work? And I don't want to get like too into depth. We're not gonna get too into depth, but
I think it could work. It could work. All right. My thing with the NBA, like you have trades like this that happens, right? I mean, look at like Miami in 2010 when LeBron went there.
When I think about those players, I think personality-wise is different.
No, but I mean, in terms of like meshing, right? Because once you bring guys together that's never played together, it takes time to mesh. And I'm trying to say with that, with the like when the Heat came together, you know, during that year, they had a whole training camp and they started off with a bad record. They was like I think like 9-8 something like that.
Yeah, it was very mediocre.
Until they played Cleveland, and then they start turning around the season. But I mean, think about this year. There's been really no training camp. You know what I mean? And practices, they're like not gonna be practicing like that. So I just wonder like how many games it's gonna take them to build chemistry and get to that level. But we look at like say the Boston Big Three, like where they came together, they just got it off and rolling. Like they just like clicked. So I mean, it all depends, you know. Really.
Yeah, I mean, but I think with Miami's Big Three and then even like Boston's Big Three back in the day, 2007, 2008.
Oh wait.
I think they had more leadership. So I think right now you're putting Steve Nash, who's a first year coach, into a very uncomfortable position to deal with three, I'd say like diva superstars, right? They are who they are. It's not going to change. And I think even with Miami's big three, the play style was different. I think the entire game was different. And I think LeBron's leadership and Wade's leadership was what drove that to multiple championships. I don't know if these three together can do that. I don't know if they have like the mental fortitude to do that. But it'll be interesting. Like it's gonna be must-see TV when the three of them are on the court together. I'll say that.
For sure.
It's gonna be like a fucking all-star game. But we'll see how it meshes. I don't know. You want to add anything to it?
Well, I mean, like to what Sheldon said, I don't know. I kind of think there's a reason that we don't really see like three ISO dominant players, right? Like at the end of the day, basketball is a team sport, and we've seen what a full-on team working together can do in the Golden State Warriors. Just domination for 4 or 5 years. And then it goes back to the whole like leadership thing. Like Kyrie's been known for like not being the most leader, quote unquote, kind of guy. Like he's just been, I'm gonna do me and it's gonna work, and it's been working for him stat wise. But like, does it accumulate to wins? Does what James Harden does accumulate to wins? Does what KD does accumulate to wins? And for some of them, yeah, but now you have all three of them concentrated into one team with. They kind of lost their depth. Now it's just like, all right, starting lineup is a bomb squad, but now our bench is, it's going to be a little shaky. We might have to do load management. And then, like, I don't know how all that's going to work out. Who's going to be ball dominant? Who's going to be dribbling down the court? Is it going to be Kyrie one time, then James Harden next time? Are they going to keep Kyrie with this whole Kyrie thing going on? Like, I can see them dropping Kyrie and still being fine. Like, I think they're going to be fine regardless. But I think when it comes to playoffs, that's when we're going to see if they're really who they say we are right now. So I think only until playoff time is when we're really going to determine. And I know it's late, but that's basically when you can tell if a team is about that or not, basically.
Clippers.
But yeah, facts. Exactly. That's the best example.
Playoff P.
Shouts to the Warriors, though. You want to pick football games?
Hell yeah.
For the weekend?
That's what you're talking about? Weekend football.
So we got Rams versus Packers. I think Packers win 24-17.
Rams versus Packers?
Yeah.
I'm not doing scores.
I'll do scores.
It's too much.
I'll do it.
Shoot, I want to see the Rams.
I would love to see the Rams.
But Jared Goff with the thumb, you don't know.
I don't think they have enough on offense.
He might shut down Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but still, Aaron Rodgers, like,
it is still
shitting
Aaron
on
Rodgers,
people.
but
I don't know.
Tampa screwed up Aaron Rodgers. Like,
We'll see, man. We'll see.
And they got
I
a
would
great
listen.
D-line.
I would love if the Rams pull that upset.
They got a great D-line, but no, I want Packers to win too. I think this is Aaron's time to win the chip again.
Yeah, who's next?
Ravens, Bills.
I like
Lamar Jackson just got his first playoff win last week. Shouts to him. I'm gonna say Bills.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the Bills are playing great. But I definitely I want to see Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You'll get that dub.
So you go Ravens?
Ravens.
You go?
I'm going Bills. I like Josh Allen. He's hot right now. Stephon
Yeah,
Diggs
I
is
go.
a beast, but I don't know. It could turn around. If it depends who scores first. I feel like it's one of those games.
Yeah, I go Bills 28-24.
It could be a shootout.
Browns and Chiefs.
Oh my God. Chiefs. My homie
Chiefs.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Chiefs, but man, I would love to see the Browns just
Upset,
kinda
pull
off
one?
an upset. I don't even hate the Chiefs or anything, but man, Cleveland, the
Yeah.
Browns, out of all the teams doing this shit.
I'm gonna say Chiefs 35-21. Chiefs
Yeah, you making it a competition.
35-21.
Making it a game.
I don't think that's a game. I think that's just a blowout.
35-21.
Yeah, 2 possessions.
You put up 21 points.
No, I think they'll like get garbage time points. I think it'll be a blowout.
I don't know. It depends how Baker starts off. They're getting everybody back. Everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, I don't
That
know.
is true. We'll see though.
Maybe.
And lastly, Bucks, Saints. I'm a Saints fan. I'm gonna go with the Saints. 35-17 Saints. New Orleans.
Sunday night.
Yes, sir. Sunday night.
It's a goodie.
I'm not leaving my house on
man.
Sunday. I'm chilling.
Wait, who said Bucks Saints?
Bucks Saints.
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go with the
New Orleans. Don't say the Bucks.
I want to say the Bucks because like I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's Brady's like time.
Brady's time. It's always Brady's time. I'm tired of Brady.
But
Nah, I love
definitely
Brady,
the
but-
Saints. I mean because like they were like stolen from the Rams that year. That damn pass interference that wasn't called. Yeah,
Don't
but
remind me.
it'll be interesting, you know, see if Antonio Brown could do something.
Yeah, I got the Bucks, but I'm worried.
What you worried about?
I'm very worried. We got swept, and they weren't pretty losses during the regular season. But I mean, if there was any other game to turn this shit around, it would have to be this game.
Well, it's the only game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Drew got it. I don't know if Drew got it right now.
He got it.
I don't know if he got it right now. Kamara is probably gonna carry like the whole load, but
There you go.
that's another game where it kind of depends who scores first, really,
I think like with Tampa,
or
it
whoever
comes down to
turnovers
like
first. I guess.
yeah, how they gonna protect Tom Brady?
Yeah, that's
if they
the
protect
most
him,
important thing.
if they protect him, good.
Yeah.
If not, it's gonna be a long game.
And if we can get the Drew, I mean, that would be vital too.
Yeah.
But it's a toss up,
No, it's not a toss up. The Saints are going to win 35-17.
Ooh,
There's
you got the
nothing to
numbers
debate.
down, huh?
I'm a mathematician right now. So that's it. That's what we got.
That's it.
Good for the day.
Wait, first one in the book,
First one in the book.
One in the book.
first episode. Wait, what are we gonna call this episode?
Episode 1. I'm tired of episode 0.
Episode 1.
Let's just
Nah,
get
but
it.
like, what's the name? Like, you have a name for it?
OnlyFans or we got to put OnlyFans in the title because he was wild and everything.
Edit it and just see what.
The
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, bro.
We could do OnlyFans.
Again, if you
Yikes.
are a 23-year-old female and you don't have a job,
be 23.
Ryan says to start your
People are-
Wait, hold on.
OnlyFans.
Talking.
People are wilding right now. Yo, you could be 18 and you could get play. It's sick to me.
Could be a Disney
me,
star,
I'm-
huh?
Basically, I don't agree with it. Like that's kind of weird. But yo, that's when you could start. Basically, bro. Do that shit.
All right, so episode 1 in the book.
Episode 1 in the books. Please, guys, leave some comments, leave some feedback
Yeah.
down below. All the links for music,
Instagram.
Instagrams, Twitters, everything that you
Social
guys
media.
need will be in the link below. Not in the link below. Shit. Description. I'm still getting used to this. In the description below, everything will be linked down there. Again, please leave us feedback. Please tell us what we can work on. Please tell
sure.
us what you guys want to see, what you guys want to hear about. We will have rotating guests. Every week we'll have different guys in, or different females in as well. We can't say females, sorry. We'll have different men and different women. We will try to give you guys different perspectives. And we look forward to hearing from you guys, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely like you're gonna push this conversation forward.
Whatever conversation it is.
Have some fucking fun with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Enjoy yourselves.
Be single if you're a hoe. Yeah. All right, so signing out for the first episode of Slow It Down Podcast. It's your boy Steve
It's your boy Sheldon.
and
It's your boy Bride.
Slow
Ride
it,
Dollars.
slow it down.
Yes, sir. See y'all next week, man.
Good, man.
It's a little shaky here and there.
Got it. I think, I just like the first one we did, like, it got better with time.
Yeah.